Hey, it's Midnight Raven, and today we're going to be ranking horror movies. Now, I know, hold your horses, Halloween is still a couple of months away, but I thought we would get in the Halloween kind of vibe in July and look at some horror movie tier lists. So here we have the tier list on your screen. You have required horror, which is stuff you have to watch every Halloween without question. You've obviously got the classics, the awesome horror movies, the general horror movies, and then you've got weak horror movies. So there are quite a few movies in this tier list. There is quite a few. Now, we're probably not going to go through all of them, but we're going to go through a good portion of them, especially ones that I have either seen or watched, so I can give you my personal opinion on them. Obviously, I haven't seen every horror movie in the world, so you're going to have to bear with me. I'm going to have to pick ones that I know, and we're going to do a good portion and see how full we can get this tier list. So let's go onto this screen. And let's start off with one that everybody knows, and that is this one over here, which we'll just put here for a minute. And this is obviously the Blair Witch Project. So I haven't seen the Blair Witch Project. I know it was all filmed on a handheld camera. A lot of people went crazy for Blair Witch when it came out. Me, I didn't really like it. So we're going to put it in a general horror. For me, it just wasn't my kind of thing. It just wasn't for me. Now, what should we do? Okay, here we go. Casper. Casper, the Friendly Ghost. Where should we put Casper? Now, I've only seen one Casper film. I don't know if there's any others. I thought it was kind of okay. You know, it's a kiddie film. It's okay. Let's just put that in general. It's not like one that I'd like religiously watch or put myself out to watch. So we'll just put it there. Here we have one, Beetlejuice. Now, if you haven't watched Beetlejuice, why have you not watched it? It is so much fun, and I only do one show a week. I won't do two. He has these really cool one-liners, and it's about a couple that die, and they end up haunting the new owners, and they enlist Beetlejuice to help get rid of the new owners. I would put that in a required. I do not believe there is a Halloween where I don't watch Beetlejuice. And if you haven't seen it before, highly recommend Beetlejuice. Okay. What else do we have? Obviously, we have It. So there are obviously two It's. There's the original It, and then there's the remake It. So I have actually seen both. And the original, I would put the original in awesome. I wasn't overwhelmed, but I wasn't underwhelmed. It was just like for me. And then going down the new It, if you want to call it that, the new It remake, I thought was actually kind of right. I'm going to put it in a classic. I actually didn't mind if you want to call it a remake or a rehash or a new part. I actually kind of like that one. Okay, moving on down. Here we have the Exorcism of, I can't read it. Is that the Exorcism? I can't read it. It's so small. The Exorcism of, the Exorcism. I've actually seen this one. It was okay. I would put it in a weak horror myself. I can't read the full title, but it's The Exorcism, and I cannot. I think it's The Exorcism of Emily Rose. I can't remember her name. It was an okay film, kind of weak, kind of like most horrors. It's kind of predictable. You want to call it that? Okay, Haunted House on a Haunted Hill. Oh yes. definitely in awesome. I'm not overwhelmed by it, but I actually thought it was a good horror movie. You can't beat it's not a classic. It's not a classic, mind you. It doesn't get that far. Doesn't get to a classic. Okay, next, Frankenweenie. Oh, I love Frankenweenie. Frankenweenie. I'm going to put it in a general horror. It's not overly amazing. It's the dog that dies. It's brought back to life. It's kind of a classic horror story, but Tim Burton does it in such a good way, artistically, creatively, that it's just great. Obviously, Rocky Horror Picture Show. If you know me, I've done covers of the songs from the movie. It's a required Halloween watch for me. I don't know about anybody else, but I watch this a couple of times a year. What else do we have that I have watched? Here we go. Scary Movie. I think this is Scary Movie 1. Scary Movie, we'll put in a classic because I think everyone has watched at least one Scary Movie film out of the entire 5. I think there's 5. I think you might have watched at least one within your entire life on Earth. Next, Bram Stoker's Dracula. Obviously, for me, as a must-watch. If you've watched my channel before, you know I love Dracula. I love Bram Stoker. Dracula, to me, is just the classic, if you want to call it, classic character for Halloween. For me, it just is. Next, another classic, Ghostbusters. I put it in awesome. Now, people are going to hate me, but I'm not a big Ghostbusters fan. I hear you. Why? I'm just not really into like paranormal, like ghosts and stuff like that. I prefer like psychological thriller, gore, blood. And for me, it's just a film. And mostly I watch Ghostbusters at Christmas, if I'm entirely honest. It's more of a Christmas one for me. Okay, next. Here we have Silent Hill. And I don't know if this is Silent Hill 1 or 2 because I can't see the writing. I'm going to assume that it's Silent Hill 1. And I'm going to put Silent Hill in a classic because I actually like the Silent Hill franchise. I've played the Silent Hill games. I've watched the Silent Hill movies. I think the aesthetics, the whole set is just set so well. Okay, what else? Shaun of the Dead. Shaun of the Dead. If you've seen like their trilogy where you've got Shaun of the Dead, and then you've got the pub one, then you got them as cops, and it goes through this whole thing. Shaun of the Dead, I would put in awesome. I mean, it's watchable once you've watched it once. I don't think you'd be running to like watch it again. But it is one to watch. Here we go. Hocus Pocus. Now, Hocus Pocus for me, people are going to say is an awesome movie. It's wonderful. And it's a weak horror. It's weak. The songs are a bit, I put a spell on you, and now you're mine. It's cheesy. It's cheesy horror to like a tea. Cheesy horror. Okay, now what have we got? Ooh, so many to choose from, and we're going to choose Poltergeist. Now, Poltergeist, I watched, obviously, many years ago as a child. Oh, yes, as a child. And to me, again, it's a weak horror. I don't like the supernatural. I'm not into paranormal, supernatural kind of thing. Okay, next we have Army of Darkness. Army of Darkness, Evil Dead. Now, I like Evil Dead, and I thought it was actually kind of cool. We're going to put it in a general. I wasn't overwhelmed by Army of Darkness, but the Evil Dead franchise itself is kind of cool. I have seen the TV series to Evil Dead, and I thought that was actually amazing. I actually really liked that. Okay, next, what have we got? I wish I could see the pictures. Here we go. Corpse Bride. Corpse Bride for me is a classic. I love the whole song, the Day of the Dead feeling, and the same goes for Coraline. I think Coraline goes in a classic for me as well. The artistry, the aesthetics, it's really good. Okay, Addams Family. I'll put it in general. I don't know about you, but the Addams Family, I wasn't like, it's okay. It's okay. Addams Family values weak. It just, nah, not for me. Okay, here we have Donnie Darko. I'd put in awesome. Not overly obsessed by Donnie Darko, but the film itself I think does really well. I think the story, the art, I think it does really well. Piranha 3D, well, we know where that's going. That took a big decision. Piranha 3D, it's horrendous. It's cheesy horror, boobs, just no. It's not worth it. Okay. Land of the Dead. General for me. General. No, let's put it in awesome. Let's not be cruel. It's okay. I'm not really into zombies. In all honesty, it's not for me being a zombie film. Okay, Cabin in the Woods. A general. Wasn't overwhelmed. Okay, let's move a bit quicker. Carrie, must watch. Absolutely love Carrie. If you haven't seen it, the blood scene, oh, my heart breaks and gets excited. Okay, Crimson Peak. Wasn't overwhelmed by Crimson Peak. I think it's a general for me. I wasn't like overwhelmed by like the whole thing. For me, it was kind of weak. Okay, Paranormal Activity. Weak. Don't do paranormal. It's just not for me. The thing is, it can be for everybody or nobody. Okay, Insidious. Haven't watched Insidious. I've seen reviews. I've heard things. And I would say it's a fairly awesome one. It did get a franchise out of it. Nowadays, it takes a lot for someone to become invested in a film. New Ghostbusters. Well, we know where that's going. Yeah, that went there pretty quick, didn't it? Okay, what else do we have that I might have seen? Final Destination. We'll put it in classic. I actually think the Final Destination series isn't that bad. People probably give it a bad name, and yes, some of the deaths are a little bit weak, but it's the same with any franchise. If you want to take Saw as a kill film, some of their traps are also weak. So you're going to get, hit and misses. The Scream franchise, general for me. Not overwhelmed by the Scream franchise. Kind of the same thing repeated over and over. Yeah. Jeepers Creepers. Now, I actually like Jeepers Creepers. A lot of people didn't like it. I think it's a classic. I liked the first one. The second one, yeah. Third one, weak. So we're basing that on the first one in the series because the rest were just, yeah. Anything else I've seen? Monster House. We'll put it in awesome. It wasn't that bad a movie. I've watched it quite a few times with my son, I must admit. I didn't just watch it, for my own pleasure. But I thought it was a good film. Okay, anything else I may have seen that I can put on there? Yeah, Scooby-Doo I've seen. I've seen Scooby-Doo the movie, and I thought it was weak. And so is the second one. Buffy the Vampire Slayer. General horror. Not my thing. Just no. Cannot remember what this creepy guy film is called, but I actually liked the movie. Couldn't remember the name of it, but I have actually watched it. Amityville Horror. Required watching. I like Amityville Horror. Again, yes, it's kind of paranormal, but I think it does it does a better job, basically. It does a better job. I don't know how many more I've seen on here. Okay, let's see if I knew any more, because I didn't want to put anything on there that I hadn't seen, per se. Midsommar. I so want to watch that one. We're going to put Soma in general. I haven't managed to watch it yet, but I've seen so many trailers that I believe it would be a good horror film to watch. And I'm not sure if I've seen anything else on this list. I mean, there are tons of horror films out there, and to have watched everything, I'd be very surprised. Here we go. Evil Dead 2, I said was kind of okay. So we're going to put that in awesome. Yeah, because that was kind of okay. Anything else I've seen on the list? Don't think I've seen anything else on this list. So I think we're going to leave it there with what we have on there. This is 16 minutes in. So if you beg to differ on any of these movies, comment down below. Share what you believe your top movies. For me, it's going to be Beetlejuice, The Rocky Horror Picture Show, Bram Stoker's Dracula, Carrie, of course, and Amityville Horror. If you know what any of these other movies are down below and you've seen them and you want to comment about them as well, please share your thoughts. I'm going to do another horror one again very, very soon, so don't worry. I'm going to do another horror one with another bunch of ones that I know. But if you like this video, remember, big thumbs up, like and subscribe. I know it's not Halloween, but I can wish it's Halloween. If you want to see more from me, remember I load videos every day, and you can also follow me on Instagram. If you haven't met me before, I'm the Midnight Raven. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you very soon for another video. Take care and thanks for watching. Bye, guys.